Welcome to the Veterans Impact Show, where our commitment is to help, hope, and healing of our veteran family and our nation. I'm Jim Blythe, a U.S. Navy veteran and a certified senior advisor. Join us as we continue the mission of leadership and commitment to our communities and our great country. Why, you never know where we're going to go or who you're going to meet. We invite you to join in, plug in, and share in what we do. This is your Veterans Impact Show.
Hey, welcome aboard. What a great day. We're here for you. It's summertime in Texas, and I tell you what, it's going to be as hot today as this program is. It's going to be cool. I want to say a special thank you for you coming back for the day.
It's good to be back.
You've been on vacation. He went down to Jamaica. Can you get that? Didn't even invite us. But next time. Cedric White, my minister, also great marriage counseling. They work with marriage management, and military marriages are tough enough. Cedric, you and Michelle do a lot to help military couples get through that. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Jim. That's our heart.
Also, I want to thank DBTV and AUN Network for carrying us on Amazon Fire and Roku and Apple TV, Smart TV, etc. Also, my company, Fairway Independent Mortgage, their NMLS number is 2289. Mine's 311548. We are an equal opportunity lender, and Symbio's Integrative Health, which helps veterans keep going, stay alive, deal with PTSD and TBI. Boy, I'm having a tough time today.
It's okay.
Cedric.
Just slow down, relax. We'll be all right.
Okay, let's. This is a great day. I mean, a really great day. We've got Airpower Foundation, which is a moving force for veterans in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'd like to introduce Miss Wanda Cox and Miss Melissa Dabi. Did it again. I always have trouble with your name, Melissa. Diane's going to slap me upside the head. Anyway, welcome aboard. Melissa, you're executive director, and Wanda, you're chairman of the board. Tell us a little bit about the Airpower Foundation and what it does.
Melissa. Well, thanks for having us, Jim. Always a pleasure to see you and be on your show. We appreciate the time that you give us to talk about the special mission that the Airpower Foundation brings to our community. The Airpower Foundation's mission has been around over 25 years, always same mission, same great mission in supporting our past, present, and future military, and that includes our veterans, our active serving reservists that are in the community and across the nation, along with our future leaders.
It's amazing because I have gotten in touch with you guys back for now 10 years and been to a number of your events. And it's what you do to support veterans that is so amazing. You guys don't actually do the work of the counseling or the service dogs or the things, but the programs you put together funds that sort of thing. So one of the things I want to ask you about, one of your most recent things that you guys did was the 22 walk. And Melissa, I understand that was your brainchild. So tell us a little bit about it and how did it go? And then where is that going to take you from here?
Yeah, thank you for asking about that. It has just been such an honor, honestly, to be part of this event and to see the community rally around it, and in our core group of staff and volunteers who really were the driving force to make it happen. You know, I often say that this wasn't on our calendar in March, and then all of a sudden it was on our calendar and we were doing big things in June. And so through the month of June, people were walking 22 miles to raise funds and to raise awareness for PTSD and veteran suicide, which we all know is a major issue in our community and within our veterans. And what was so wonderful to see is that we had new people getting involved. We had people doing Facebook posts and other social media posts every single day, journaling their walk, sharing their story of why they were walking. I mean, it was so powerful and moving. And honestly, it was just such an honor to be part of it, and to see the community come out and support this initiative was really humbling.
Now, what did you all do that was so special as a result of that? You gave away something that is so incredible.
Yeah, so we were able to raise $22,000 so far through the month of June, and we're going to be providing a service dog to a Green Beret veteran at the Patriot Round Up that's coming up here in just a few weeks. And then we're also going to be providing some counseling services and maybe some retreats for some of our veterans and their families. So we're really so excited to be able to do that so fast. So we raised the funds in June, and we're going to give it away in the end of July. So we're really excited about that.
Isn't that great? I think one of the things a lot of people don't know, unless you're really involved with the military, the number 22 comes from what the Veterans Administration estimates is how many veterans a day are taking their lives. And that's just amazing. The other thing is, a lot of people would say, $22,000 for a service dog? What? I can go to the pound and get a dog. No. You don't understand. These dogs are highly, highly trained. They are very, very special select animals. A friend of mine who you ladies know quite well, Rex King, has got one. And I think the only thing that dog can't do is whistle Dixie. And these dogs are a lifeline for that person, more than just a comfort. It's a real guide dog in many cases, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I believe it's honestly, if we're talking realities, it's life and death. I mean, some of these opportunities that we're providing for our families really is the difference between somebody getting to the next day or the next minute or the next second. It really does change their lives, and not just that veteran lives, but the families' lives. It impacts everybody.
And I think one of the things, Diane and I went to an event, and a lady had a little dog with the jacket and all that, and said service dog. That dog was going nuts, yip, and driving everybody crazy. And I'm going, I really wish that they wouldn't put a service jacket on a dog that's not trained, because they take it into an event or they take it into something.
Right.
And I have actually seen them go after a real service dog, and that starts creating a real problem. So if you have a dog and you want to put a thing on it that says service dog and it's not a service dog, please don't do it. That can hurt a bunch of people. This is incredible. 22 miles. That's a long, long walk. What was that, about 4-hour walk?
Well, they're actually doing it every day through the entire month of June. So people were walking on their own, and many people walked more than 22 miles. I mean, we had one lady, I think she walked close to 60 miles to bring awareness to this issue. So I mean, it's a little bit different. I know a lot of people go out and do a one-time walk, but we really wanted to use the month of June to bring awareness throughout the entire month. When I think we accomplished that.
And the power of social media, it was able to reach people we would not be able to reach, because these walkers who had a team reached out to their network of people. And that's really where the growth came from. We had people come to our event at the Rhinestone Saloon, and they're like, we didn't know. We hadn't, civilians don't know what they don't know. So part of what we do, and a big part of what we do, is educating the community on what our needs are in our military families. And this is one that is heartbreaking to even have to say this happens, right? So there's so much more our community can do. And if our civilian community knows what they can do and we can empower them, then it can get better. We can find solutions for this. And being able with the Airpower Foundation to accept people's gifts and then turn right around and give that money right back out to those great programs that we vet very thoroughly to make sure that that money goes directly to the veteran in need. Just like we found with this case of the service dog, that is the essence of what we do. Is we raise the money to give it right back out to the community.
Now, let's talk about how you're going to give that dog away, and that's the Patriot Roundup. We went last year, and oh, what a great time I had. Matter of fact, I ran into an old friend of mine, Bill Wayburn, and Bill and I kind of gotten a chance to reacquaint. He is a sheriff of Tarrant County, also known as the nation's sheriff. Did you know that? He's been given that moniker. So tell us a little bit about Patriot Roundup and how important that is and when it is, and how can somebody go? How can they get a ticket?
Yeah, we're really excited about the Patriot Roundup. It's July 31st at the historic Cowtown Coliseum. You can, we still have a few tickets left. You can get on our website at the airpowerfoundation.org and purchase your tickets there. It is going to be just an incredible day of celebrating our Native Americans and the role that they played in our wars and really honoring them and bringing their stories forward. We can't be more excited about that opportunity. We're going to have some Native American dancers and singers. It's going to be a really great show. Moses Brings Plenty is our keynote speaker, and we're thrilled to have him. We have Pauline Reese, who's going to sing for us throughout the night, and some really great new surprises coming. So you don't want to miss it. We're going to have a great night. And the most important thing for me is that we're giving away that service dog. We're presenting the service dog that night. So for the people that were part of the walk, they're going to get to see that firsthand of that and meet that veteran who's going to receive that service dog.
Isn't that great? You get to see what you participate in to get there. A lot of times people don't do that, do they, Cedric?
Right, exactly. I do want to ask a question, Melissa and Wanda. The Airpower Foundation, 25 years, right? For those of us who maybe we're new to it, the name Airpower Foundation, where did that originate?
So thanks for the question. We do service and love all branches of service. Back in the day, Carswell Air Force Base was here locally, right? And today it's the Naval Reserve Station, Fort Worth Joint Reserve Base. So, but back when the council, which is the Fort Worth Air Power Council, started in 1958, 100% dedicated to our Carswell Air Force Base.
Okay.
And as the need grew and they found the need to raise money through a 501c3 organization, and they founded Airpower Foundation as the 501c3 organization. The name was very highly recognized. And so we do love all branches of service, certainly. So, and everyone is helped with the fundraising that we do in the community.
I love that, because our heart, with what Jim knows that my wife and I do, is the counseling, is the collaboration with other organizations. As I started to look down through all of the areas that you work through, I was like, wow, you are supporting organizations that do counseling, supporting organizations that provide retreats. Can you tell us more about that, the counseling, the retreats, and things like that for organizations you support?
Melissa, do you want to talk about it?
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, our goal is to bring the education to the community, to bring awareness, to raise funds, but we can't do everything.
Right.
And so we really want the experts in each field, because we want the very best for our veterans.
Wonderful.
And so we really seek out those organizations that are the best of the best, right? Because we want nothing less for our military community. And so we build a relationship with them, we build a partnership with them, and then they are our organization of choice that we want to help our veterans with.
Great.
I think one of the things that you guys were so involved with, and you passed it on to the Gary Sinise Foundation, was Snowball Express. And that was for Gold Star children. And a lot of people don't know, what is a Gold Star child? That's a child who lost a parent in the military in active duty. And that was one of the most moving things that we photographed and we were a part of. These are the sorts of things you do. They just reach down to the core of humanity and help people. And it's exciting. Now, one of the other things, Airpower Foundation has been known as a Fort Worth basically, you and I talked, Wanda, and you want to expand that to be more of a national reach. And so that's why we're sitting there promoting Airpower Foundation, because we want more people to know about it and know that maybe in other parts of the country, we can end up getting Airpower Foundation auxiliaries that can do the same thing, reaching into the community.
Mhm. That would be wonderful. We have had the opportunity to talk to other civic leader organizations that live around and are and benefit from having a base in their community, because of course having that infrastructure there and that base is economic help to the communities that they're in, and we always want to make sure and ensure that they have success within the communities. But again, educating the civilians in that community on what the special needs are for that base, and there are gaps that need to be filled by our civilian leaders out there, and being able to help them not struggle through all of the little potholes that we found over the years. We can get them the best way forward in their communities.
Yeah, and just to add on to that is people don't know what they don't know. When I first joined Airpower, I've been a nonprofit for a long time, over 20 years, and have worked in many different fields and done some military nonprofit work. But I really didn't understand some of the challenges that our military face until I got knee deep in it, right? Like I've been in the weeds in it. And I think if we can be a better voice and a better advocate to our people in our community and business leaders and just everyday people, I think they would rally and help, just like we saw with the walk. It's just bringing those challenges and those issues to the top and being a voice for people to really grab hold and understand what some of these issues and challenges are. Because if they're like me, I mean, these people sign up and without even knowing me to die for me in our country. So why would I not want to give back to our military? And
absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things right now is many of our veterans are moving on, passing away. The number of the veterans is going way down. When I was a child growing up, my father, my grandfather, my uncles, everybody had veterans in their family. Now, such a small percentage do. And so that's something that we talk about a lot. All right, we're going to take a break and hear from all of our partners. And I got to tell you, this is an incredible opportunity for you to get involved in an incredible group. Stay with us for Airpower Foundation.
Welcome back, and thanks to our great sponsors, Fairway Independent Mortgage, Healing Thine Heart's Ministry, and Symbios Integrative Health. Now, let's get back to this conversation.
Well, welcome back. I'm Cedric White, co-host here at the Veterans Impact Show with my buddy, Big Jim Blythe. That's what we call him around these parts.
You outweigh me.
Well, big is relative, right? We're welcome to and glad to have Airpower Foundation. We've got Melissa Darby. Did I get it right? Darby. I'll try. We'll work on it too. And Wanda Cox. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all that you do. One of the biggest things that we find in working with different organizations is that a lot of people will silo themselves. They'll have their specialty, and that's all that they do. And it appears that you guys have mastered lowering the walls of the silos, right? Working with a lot of different organizations so that you get more done. We get more done when we work together. Airpower, seems as though you guys have really mastered that. How did you come to start to do that, to start to work with more organizations?
Oh my goodness, Cedric, you have hit the nail on the head. I have worked for years. I've been with the Airpower Foundation for 17 years, and seeing all sorts of different organizations, unfortunately, come and go because they do get siloed into that they are the only one with the biggest idea, with the only way it can go. And so over the years, we have been able to work with great organizations that are open to working together
Yes.
and doing what's right for not only our military and veteran community, but also those donors out there.
Right.
Bringing the great nonprofits together and the community together allows funding to go further. And when you find those trusted organizations to work with, and we have quite a few wonderful organizations in our community, man, it just works like a well-oiled machine. We all do what we're meant to do, which is our part is fundraising, education, vetting those organizations, and then you've got those with the power of the program that they do. So, and then introducing like-minded people to grow those programs to exponential ways, because they take away the silo portion of it, whether, the egos can get involved sometimes. There's just many things that happen. And when you strip all that away and you focus on our true intent, which is helping our military and their families, you get the right people around you automatically.
Right.
It's not easy. I just want to add on to that. It's not easy because you do have to build a lot of trust and understanding with one another, and understanding where everybody's lane is, right? And then again, it is about the egos and making sure the motive is right, and the agenda is right, and the heart is right. And finding those organizations, it can be challenging, but it is worth it because you can have the greatest impact.
Jordan, let's show everybody a little bit about Airpower Foundation with that video, please. And that's what we're asking everybody to do. Get involved in Airpower Foundation. Now, let's just say you live in Clinton, Ohio, in New Jersey, in Cleveland, in Fort Lauderdale, wherever, and you want to get involved. Wanda, you guys during the 22 walk kind of developed a program to be able to enable people, instead of making a big donation, make donations monthly that could be just automatic drafts. You don't even think about it. And that would go a very long way to helping you to fund these other organizations. Tell us about that and how it works.
We do. We have a recurring gift that you can give on our website at airpowerfoundation.org, which you can donate any amount that you feel comfortable with. And we are also going to be a part of the Combined Federal Campaign, which again are those reoccurring gifts through, a monthly withdrawal from your paychecks. So there's different ways to do that, but the reoccurring gift is very important as it builds a way to establish that baseline and watch it continue to grow, which is much easier than most people on a budget versus a seat at an event or an annual gift.
And I think that's great. Again, coming up July 31st, the Airpower Foundation is putting on the Patriot Round Up. And you described what we're going to see. What you didn't really describe is the historic Stockyards Coliseum that it's going to be in. And that is a great deal and a lot of fun to go to in the Stockyards, correct?
Oh yeah, who doesn't like the Stockyards? If you're watching and you've not been to the Fort Worth area, The Stockyards is a very historical place. You'll see it on a lot of different TV shows. It's a lot in Yellowstone and Landman. They're very popular shows currently in the world right now. And it brings a lot of the history, which this Native American piece is something that, again, educating our community on this wonderful history that we have, rich history. And from the code talkers, there's just so much to this program, and each of our programs are very strategically curated to be able to make that impact in our community and to showcase what we're really trying to hit the home with. And
All right.
There's lots going on that is, I feel, very new to what we can bring to this history, this rich history.
Isn't that great? All right, Airpower Foundation, Patriot Round Up, July 31st. Take a look at the website. Wanda's going to tell you how to get a ticket when we get back.
Welcome back, and thanks to our great sponsors, Fairway Independent Mortgage, Healing Thine Hearts Ministry, and Symbios Integrative Health. Now, let's get back to this conversation.
And again, we're back, section 3 of the Veterans Impact Show. We're having a wonderful show and very informative. I'm excited because I knew of the Airpower Foundation, but I didn't know to the depth that you guys really get involved in the day-to-day needs of veterans and their families, military and their families. The need is vast. Right? The deeper you go into getting involved with military, get involved with veterans, you see that the need is vast. And there's a vast array of organizations out there that provide some of the needs. I think what Airpower does a great job of doing is sort of sorting out those things, right? Where to go, who to go to, what's available, because sometimes there's so much, you have a hard time sorting it out. But you guys have found that evidently you've mastered it because you've been around for long enough, right, to prove that you have something that's needed, that's supported. And that's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing when people get behind you, you support it, and you're doing new things. I love the service dog. I think that's a wonderful thing. And as Jim mentioned earlier, most people don't have a clue as the cost that goes into really preparing a dog to be more than a pet. This isn't just, this isn't just Fido, this is a support system that you guys are getting ready to give to somebody. And that's wonderful.
That really is. So, Wanda, where do we go from here? Where is Airpower Foundation headed? Because we've got Patriot Roundup here in just a few days. Again, how could people get a ticket? Go to the website, airpowerfoundation.org. Is that how?
Yes, you'll see on our website lots of great information, and I hope you go and take a few minutes to look through. But all of our events that are through the end of the year will be there. Patriot Roundup coming up, and then Skyball is our premier event. It's also there, so you can see information about that. We have great videos. We have stories about those that have received some gifts from our iBot mobility devices that were able to give the gift of mobility back to a severely injured veteran, or last year we gave it to an Army soldier's child who had a debilitating, life-altering disease, that we were able to give him an iBot mobility device that helped that military family and that young child to be able to have that freedom of mobility.
Can you tell us more about Skyball? I'm interested in that. Is that a new sport? I mean, what? Tell me.
Yes, it's a great sport. No, it is. Skyball is our premier fundraising gala. It is at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, right in center field. We leave the diamond open so people can play sports. They can pretend like they're sliding into home base, but it's a very fun event space. We have another wonderful program. This year we are celebrating the 250th birthdays of our Army, Navy, and Marines who again, rich history. Of course, we all know that our country is the greatest because of those. And we are going to be there to celebrate. We're also going to be there to honor Medal of Honor recipients that will be joining us, our POWs that join us for these events, but also to honor families, those Gold Star families that have lost a loved one in their service to our great country. So there's many different pieces of the program. You'll learn. We'll give away that mobility device. We give away the gift of transportation along with one of our wonderful sponsors, Caliber Collision, to give the gift of transportation to an enlisted person that's chosen through an application process. So many different things happen that night, including the gifts of future education through scholarships to our future leaders of our country. So to be involved in that night, you get a 5-star meal put together by Chef Robert Irvine, who has been our celebrity chef for over 10 years at our events. He puts together, I'm not even going to tell you the biggest steak we're going to have this year, but it is Standard Meat is our meat protein donor, and they have been that for the last few years. So we just have a wonderful meal program. And then we will be announcing our entertainment at the Patriot Round Up as well. So we'll have a nice announcement on who will be joining us to continue the celebration on October 25th at Globe Life Field.
Do you remember, Wanda? I remember going to Sky Ball and the Beach Boys were there.
They were
What
fun.
was left of the original Beach Boy group that had been reformatted. And man, you talk about fun. You've had some unbelievable entertainment. But more than that, the chance to really participate and to be with and rub shoulders with and to network with people. I got to tell you, it's just absolutely a showcase event. And even if you don't live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if you're in Oklahoma, if you're in Waco, if you're in other areas and you want to come, there's plenty of hotel rooms right there in that area of Arlington. It's the entertainment center of Texas, I think. It's a great, fun deal to go to. It's amazing.
And worthwhile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Definitely worthwhile.
Oh, yeah. And you get to slide into first base if you want.
I think my sliding days are over.
We don't need an earthquake. But it's a lot of fun. And boy, I tell you, my allergies are killing me. I'm sorry. But this is important because it's not only so much fun, but it supports across the board. Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Air Force, Space Force.
National Guard.
And I got to tell you, that is one of the benefits. And Wanda, you being I guess you would say, former military wife, you know how terribly difficult it is on the wives and spouses. And you guys have done a lot, not only to support Gold Star families, Gold Star mothers and Gold Star children, but to support those families. And that's something that people just don't realize. The family unit gets left at home, not knowing whether or not their parent, their spouse, may be going into harm's way.
Yeah. Worry, and then taking care of the home and everything that has to run on a daily basis with the kids' schedules, if there's children involved, or just, keeping everything, bills paid and all the normal grind, right? You've got to do on your own, right? What we try to do is help relieve some of that burden for those families so their service person can go off and do their job for our nation and not worry about their family at home, whether it's helping them find that child care, helping them with food needs they might have, or going back to school needs they might have. We do food collection, food donations to the food pantry here locally, but that can be something that can be of course, national campaigns. We work with the food banks in the communities to make sure that they, especially around the holidays, to give enough food to last half a month to these families out there that might need a little bit of a help with that. And so there's so much that we try to, and then with homecomings or deployments, making sure those families know that we have their back by giving them, whether it's as simple as a food event, right? Have a barbecue sandwich and welcome their family member home and their service member, or if they're going, making sure they have all the right people to call just in case something comes up and they need the community's help while their service person is gone.
I mean, just like the call we recently received from JRB that they want to do a families night out just to help, relieve some of that stress and some of that anxiety that I think is happening right now with deployments. And so they called us and asked, hey, can you help us out with a cookout? And so we discussed it and said, yes, of course, that's exactly what we need to do. And so now, we found a couple of sponsors to provide that cost, and we're going to, feed some families at the base and let them enjoy some time together.
The deployment schedule is still very quick. It's a very quick tempo for all branches of service. You don't hear about things in the news as much, or there's just different things. But I guarantee you, the deployment schedule at every base is a very quick tempo still today.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is our Joint Reserve Base, Navy Joint Reserve Base, VR-59 is a logistics squadron, and they fly basically the 737 around the world, along with KC-130 Hercules. So if they need special parts, if they need special people, VR-59 is flying them wherever they need to go in the world. And that squadron has got deployed all around the world. This is the logistics hub for the military with VR-59. We have Marine Corps squadron. We've got Air Force that is there. You've got everything in the Joint Reserve Base. The other thing that we're involved in is Sea Cadets. You got the young Marines, you got the Sea Cadets that drill on weekends alongside some of the reservists. That is a huge program as well. And you guys support the ROTC programs in your community, which is huge. It's an all-encompassing of what you're doing. And I think that is truly, truly amazing. What do you think? Have you ever put together a newsletter, and have you ever put together like a manual that says, gee, this is how you do it, and let's get this out across the nation, and have an electronic newsletter that could go out? Have you guys ever thought about doing that?
We do have a very robust newsletter. We do send it out every other month because it is a lot, and because we are in the community all the time. So if you wanted to go to airpowerfoundation.org, again, you can sign up for our newsletter. We have all sorts of different, and we have the back copies of our newsletter, so you can see what we have been doing as well. It is a good site to learn more about us. We have everything posted out there that you might need to know, or if you have questions. But the info tab is on there, and it directs everything to me. So you can send me a note, and I would call you and tell you a little bit more about who we are and what we do in the community and throughout the military and much further across the nation.
I think it's so great if we can expand this across the nation. I know people in Norfolk. I know people in Miami. I know people in San Diego. Well, San Diego didn't need much help, I don't think. That's paradise right there. But it's so great to be so involved and to do that and to meet the people. How many times is Don Graves going to be there at the Patriot Round Up? Is he going to sing?
I don't think he's going to sing this time. He's just going to be our very honored guest. And I did want to mention one thing. We have a wonderful education outreach, which you mentioned Rex King before. He is the one of the lead sponsors, creative person behind this, but it's our rodeo royalty. And they've gone out this summer, every summer that they go out, and they visit multiple bases across America. This year they went to Barksdale, they went to a Navy base, they went up to Fort Campbell. So they meet these families, right? They bring the kids together. They do a little bit of a what is that called, where they ride the stick horses, and they play games with them, read books, and get to know those military families, the children of our military, and let them know how the Airpower Foundation is here for them, how their communities are there for them. So it's a fun education outreach piece that we do, which all of the three young ladies receive scholarships at the end of the year for all of the great work they do to spreading the word about our mission into the community and just spreading the needs of our military families.
That is such an important thing. And Rex and Donna are close friends of ours. And what they do to help those girls in teaching them and training them, not only in the social etiquettes and things in public speaking, but in equestrian. They are rodeo queens, and they do a lot of appearances, and they have a ball. I got to tell you, I think what Rex and Donna do is amazing. And Donna's got a new book that I hear is just side-slapping funny. And so you might take a look.
Snow Much Love.
Yeah, Snow Much Love, Donna King Snow. And or Donna Snow King. I guess I got it backwards. I look forward to seeing them this next week. If you could say to somebody, what would you say if they said, what can we do to help? What would be your number one thing that you'd say?
I would say, what I always say to people is, learn about who we are, learn about what we do. What is your passion point? Is it to go and volunteer? Is it to provide funds? Is it to provide a service to a veteran or military? Find out what is touching your heart and let us connect you to that piece of it and get you involved in what we do.
And you guys do an amazing job, from the Walk 22 to the Patriot Round Up to Sky Ball. You also do the Christmas party out at the Joint Reserve Base, and I've been there several times, and that's fun. Used to, I wanted to be Santa Claus, but I've lost a lot of weight, so I can't do it anymore. Cedric, maybe you could.
I'll work on that.
Okay,
I'll
you
work
take
on
care
that,
of that. And I think that's great. So again, Wanda, if they want to make monthly donations, is there a way that they can specify that on the website to do that?
Yes, absolutely. They just have to click a nice little button that says recurring donation. If something touches your heart and you feel like you want to make that directed to something, we can also do that. So you can send a note through the donation page, or again through the info tab that we have there to be able to contact us directly.
And so anybody who wants to contact you two ladies about, let's take this to my town. And I got to tell you, I met with a banker down at Fort Hood Friday, and I think I've got a place for you guys to expand to real close. So
We love Fort Hood.
we all do. We all do. So we're going to have a wrap up in just a minute. Mm-hmm. Cedric, I think it's great. Thank you for being on board as well. He adds so much to my life in terms of the religious services that we do, the church, our heart fellowship. It's great. So we're going to be right back after these words from all of our partners. And again, thank you to DBTV and AUN for putting us on the air. We are around the world. We are around for you. Tune in, join in, and be a part of Veterans Impact Show. We're here for you right now, today. Stay with us.
Welcome back, and thanks to our great sponsors, Fairway Independent Mortgage, Healing Thine Hearts Ministry, and Symbios Integrative Health. Now, let's get back to this conversation.
Man, I almost hate to bring this doc back, into
Back to the binocular.
It's just been such a great program and great friends. I've gotten to know Wanda over the last few years, and what you have done. For a 20-year-old, it's amazing how you two ladies get all this stuff.
Thanks, Jim. You're right.
No, it's amazing what you do in the community. And I think there are many people in communities across America that would like to participate like you have, Wanda, and like you do, Melissa, in 501c3s. How did you actually get started, Wanda? Because for a military service wife or somebody who says, gee, how do I do that? Could you tell me real quick, how did you get started?
Well, honestly, I didn't know what my passion was until I went to my first Skyball event, and I saw lives being changed that night. And I'd never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything, and there's lots of great organizations, don't get me wrong, but what you walk away from Skyball, it changes your life. If you are open to that night, meeting new people, hearing the messages, you will walk away a better person and be able to say, what can I do to make a difference? And that's exactly what happened to me. I went to Skyball I was dating my now husband at the time. And I saw a man receive an iBot mobility device that absolutely changed the trajectory of his life. And I was so powerfully called to the mission of the Airpower Foundation. I've been here, like I said, for 17 years because I believe so strongly in that mission and how we do our mission, which is creating the fundraising to be able to help those powerful programs that I wake up every day newly invigorated to find new ways to be able to help.
And that's exciting. Melissa, you've just joined Airpower Foundation, what, 10 months ago?
The end of October last year.
And so what made you choose Airpower?
Yeah, well, I think it's a calling. I've like I said, I feel, God put a calling on my life in my 20s to serve his people. And that has taken me all over the world, all over the country. And, I had taken a little bit of a respite, a 2-year break from being in that world and in the trenches. And I just happened to meet through a friend, Kevin Fallon, who is the chairman of the Patriot Round Up. And I had kind of been looking for about that year to get back into the nonprofit world. But I felt that nudge from God. It's like, okay, you've had enough rest. It's time to get back to work. And I talked to a couple of different organizations, but it just didn't feel right. And then I met Kevin, and then I met Wanda, and it was just instant. God just said, this is where you need to be, and just answer the call, say yes, and move forward. And so that's how I'm here.
That is so exciting. And I got to tell you, for the 10 years that I've been involved in broadcasting in Dallas-Fort Worth, I have thoroughly enjoyed the Airpower Foundation and going to the events. There are many events that are held, and you feel like this is a chance for people to parade around and pretend they're still in the military. I'll just come right out and say it. And I was involved in one of those for a while. This is not. This is a chance to meet with people, be a part of something that supports the veteran community as a whole. Not one, but the veteran community as a whole. So this is tremendously important. And it does so much, not just for the veteran community, because veterans lead the way. You are leading the way in terms of developing community as a whole. And you have the Joint Reserve Base. Before that, it was one of the biggest SAC bases in the world, wasn't it? I believe so. It was a B-52 base. Man, I remember seeing those things taking off over there. Whoa! That was long ago and far away, wasn't it? All right. Again, we want you to go to airpowerfoundation.org. Be a part of it. Donate. No matter where you are in the United States, donate. Ask Wanda for help. Ask Wanda, how can we get this in our community? What can we do to support you as well? And that is critically important. So I just like to close with a prayer. And Pastor, would you please close us with a prayer?
Sure. Be glad to. Be glad to. So, Father God, we thank you. We thank you for literally people like Melissa, people like Wanda, organizations like Airpower Foundation who go beyond feelings, go beyond thoughts, and put feet to their faith. They move out and then they collaborate, they unite, and there's power in unity. So thank you for what they do. Thank you that they are bringing you glory. Thank you that they are serving your people and being a blessing to the military and the veteran community and their families. So thank you, and let them continue to do what they do, continue to provide them with what they need so they can help others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Melissa Divey, thank you so much for being on board. And Wanda Cox, thank you for so much for being on board. And we'll see you next week over at the Cowtown Coliseum. All right?
Thank you.
Okay. We'll see you next week with another great program as we talk about faith and grief and helping out through those hard times. This is the Veterans Impact Show. We're here for you. You join us, you share us, you spread the word, because we want veterans to know there are plenty of people standing up for them. Thank you for being a part, and thank you. Have a great day. This is Veterans Impact Show.